I mean, lifting practice in class is tough, but I wouldn't want it any other way. I get really bored when I don't have anything to do. So it's nice to just be moving. I love having a schedule, and this is what I want to do, so I'm happy I'm doing it. After this, we got practice. Come home, grab some lunch, and then I'll go to study hall, and then I have class tonight.
Wonderful day to be outside in January. I think we can all appreciate that.
The biggest difference going from 8 to 20 hours a week is probably just the toll it takes on my body, which then in turn takes a pretty good toll on my brain and just how hard I have to focus at practice, and then refueling and getting ready to go to class and meeting the academic demands as well as all the physical demands. The part of my day that feels the most rushed is the mornings, is getting up, getting my meals in, getting my breakfast, and then getting to the field nice and early so I can get all stretched out. So just like that 20 minutes of my day between breakfast and getting to the field feels pretty rushed.
Yeah, let's go!
When season really gets ramped up and goes into full hours, adds a whole nother level of the amount of time commitment that they have and little free time that they have to commit to things like academics and development, and really having to just manage their schedule to make sure that they can get everything done.
Ready to rock? Here I go.
This off season, he's worked even harder than I remember him doing the last few years, and I think he knows what he's getting into. He knows our coaching style, and he knows where to go for certain things, and all that helps.
Being consistent for me means more than just the actual act of doing it, the mentality that I have every day in the classroom, on the field. Consistent on how I prepare myself off the field with my sleep, my nutrition, my hydration, as well as my consistency in my mindset going into practice.
Jackson's working on his defensive ability to play first base. He's played mostly outfield for us during his time here. I asked him to make sure he was ready to play first base for the 2026 season. He really took that personal.
Drew, if that happens, be sure you're yelling at us, because my first instinct is to just trail. Without games, it's hard to gauge progress, but I've been at it for so long. It's my 5th year, so I have a pretty good idea of what I want to accomplish every day. Just not letting the results affect me and just more sticking to the process and knowing that if I stick to my process, even if I have a bad day, I'm still getting better. Progress isn't linear. You're going to go up and down. More aggressive. More aggressive. Focusing on the process, that will be sure that I am getting better throughout this build-up. After practice, I feel beat. My legs are sore. My mind's tired.
Shortstop's out, second base trail. So who's covering second base up?
First base.
First base, right?
He's worked every day this fall at first base. We have a great resource in our assistant coach, Darren Ruff.
Looking at him, I'm picking up if I'm in line. I'm watching him. He throws his hands up.
I'm catching it, yeah.
Jackson's really been picking his brain, and Coach Ruff's just been awesome for him as far as questions about footwork and working around the bag, all those things that can make a first baseman go from good to great is in those finer details.
Process means a lot of things, obviously, but when I'm hitting, it's just that my mind's clear. I'm not thinking about mechanics. I'm not thinking about anything. I'm just thinking about what pitch I'm looking for and my approach and executing my plan. Stepping out, getting back to my breath, getting control of my body. If I do that every day, I can staff that every day, then I'm definitely making progress. Now that baseball is getting in the full swing of things, the biggest thing to keep me on track academically is certainly being punctual with my assignments and my studying. I'm a pretty natural procrastinator, and I can get away with it in the fall when baseball's not as prevalent, but now that we're playing games and we're traveling and we're getting back late and I'm in a hotel room, it's really important that I get my stuff done early, and I'm really intentional with that.
The early part of the spring semester is so important before teams like the baseball team have to travel, is just really getting into a routine. Understanding what your current class load is, when assignments are typically due, when exams are for that class, and making sure that we're planning everything out.
Doing school on the road is definitely challenging. It's something that I had to get the hang of, but I'm surrounded with 35 guys that are doing the same thing. We kind of work off each other in that sense. We hold each other accountable, be sure we're getting our assignments done. Tyler, keep your head up, you're incredible. My body right now, I feel like I got hit by a truck. It's way harder than I thought it was going to be. I put in a ton of work this off season, but just the intensity of being around the guys, both in the weight room at practice, really hit me pretty hard. Now that everything's ramped up, everything's different. I was on my own schedule, doing things whenever I wanted to, and adding school on top of it, and managing studying, going to class. It's definitely a lot more difficult, but right now is the easiest it's going to be. It'll be a lot harder once the season starts.